Hi everyone, we will speak in this session about resources. We have three different types of resources. First one, it's work resources. Work resources can be defined as resources for a human or for equipment which required to complete tasks. The cost of this type of resources it's depend on working hour or daily rate. Second type of resources it's material resources which can be defined as consumable required to complete the project. For example, in the terminals, rags, welding electrodes. The cost can be calculated for lump sum quantity or for each by the meaning actually how many or how much material are consumed. Last type of resource is a cost resource, and these resources it's have a financial impact, not depend on time or duration, and we can consider it as a flat rate cost. For example, travel expense, food expense. Now we have another summary task. Let's we rename it construction phase. After that we have subtasks: excavation, concrete foundation, temporary logistic services, and our last task, rest of the project. If we collapse construction phase, we can be sure all of these tasks are intended or a part of construction phase. Let's create a relation finish to start between construction phase and preparation permit to work. Excavation, we can say it will take about 2 days. Concrete foundation, it will take 4 days. And temporary logistic preparation, about 2 days. Rest of the project, 20 days. Let's consider excavation depending on task 6. Let's consider all of these tasks are in series by the meaning each one depending on the previous one, as we see here. You have construction phase, you have engineering phase. My friends, in order to assign resources, we need to go to view tab, Gantt chart, more views, okay, resource sheet, and just double click or apply. So we will have first of all the resources. We can write, for example, worker 1, or we can write the name of the worker if we wanted to insert. Okay, worker 1, automatically this is the type of the resource. As we can see here, there is work, material, and the cost. By default, MS project it choose work, initial HCW, and this is abbreviation for the resource name. Okay, maximum 100%. This is mean it will be available all over the project. And standard rate and the cost per use. We will assign another resource. It will be worker 2. We have mechanical technician, and mechanical technician 2. We have electric technician 1, and we have electric technician 2. Let's we have another resource excavator. In this column type you have different type of resources, its work or material or cost. And in the initial column, this is like abbreviation for the resource name, and as we see here, it's the first letter from each name of the resource. And here the maximum, this is for how many percentage we can use this resource in the assigned project. And in this column, standard rate, it's the rate per hour. For example, we will say it's $50 for the worker. Okay, just come and paste, and we can say it's for the technician, it's 100. Okay, here in overtime rate, you can write the overtime per hour, or you can consider it by 0. In our last resource, it's the excavator. We can say the excavator have a standard rate, so it can pay per hour, and it have a maximum working day by 100%, so this is mean it can work all over the project. But this is not our case of study now. We can say this excavator will be working by type of cost. What is the meaning of cost resource? Cost resource, it's mean this resource will be paid as a flat rate just one time. When we change it from work to cost, we can find all maximum and rates per hour disappeared. Okay, we have another resource, it's concrete. By default, he use work resource, but concrete couldn't be paid per hour, so it's material. When we select the material, you found there is standard rate for the cost. For a concrete, because it's a type, is a material resource, so this is the standard rate for the unit. It's logic to calculate the cost of concrete per hour, so let's assume it will be 1000, and this will be the price of one tanker. Let's return to Gantt chart, and we have here column resource name. If you don't find the resource field, you can just move the border between the entry table and the graph table or Gantt chart table until you find add new column and search it for resource, and by enter you can find the resource. But we have in our case now resource name is already exist, as we see here. Also you can find contract cost, and just by press enter you will add this column to your table. We will say here we have in construction phase excavation, so just by resource name you can assign excavator. Let's have another method to assign resources to the task, just by double click on a resource, concrete foundation here. We can assign resources from here, or from information you can assign resource. We have resource tab. Let's assign concrete to concrete foundation task, and okay. For excavation we need to assign resource, double click. You have in resource tab excavator, and because this is flat rate resource, which mean cost resource, we will pay about $1000 during using the excavator in excavation task. So you can find in resource name excavator, and in beside it between two square brackets the total cost. And in the template you can find in the diagram the resources In this task, its excavator and the cost is 1000. In cost column, as we see here, you can find the total cost for these tasks. In the summary task, you can find there is a summation for cost for all subtasks or intent tasks. You can find by default concrete quantity is just 1. And if you double click and go to resource tab, you can modify the unit to be whatever you like. For example, it's illogical in such big project to have just 1 truck. Let's assume it's 10 trucks. You find MS project automatically calculate the total cost. The total cost is the unit price multiplied by total number of units which will be used. So it will be 10,000, and the summation of the total cost will be in the summation task. Okay, for temporary logistic services, we can assign resource from here. Electric technician 1, electric technician 2, mechanical technician 1, mechanical technician 2. Okay, and the cost will be for 2 days it's about 60,400. How it's calculated? It's the number of working hour per day, depend on calendar, multiplied by working day, multiplied by the cost per hour. So this is the total cost for this task. Okay, let's modify our project a little bit. This is the project task. We can insert task, but it's not a summary task. In order to insert a summary task, we have to go to task, insert summary task, and let's delete this task. We need to rename this task by double click over the task, and let's rename it our project. Okay, our project, this is a complete project. I will say project start is under our project, so it will be indent task. Okay, after that engineering phase, it will be indent task. Okay, construction phase, it will be under our project, so it will be indent task. So this is the complete days for execution of the project, and also this is the complete cost for the project. I found cost field is very important and very amazing to have a full control and full overview in a project, and take care when you use a resource you have a complete freedom to choose which type of this cost. If it will be flat rate cost, so you will pay it for one time whatever the cost for this, or it will be unit rate cost as we say in concrete. Okay, it's consider the material, or it will be work cost for a human, or for rental equipment the cost can be calculated per hour. I hope everyone understands our session today, and for this diagram, in order to have a complete view all over the project, you can use zoom in and zoom out. See you my friends at the next session, and have a nice day.